Okay, let's get Phase in here and we can get it going. Pretty excited. All right. Yes, I'm gonna have to record this from a studio. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna have to record this from a studio, I promise. Because I can't do the background noise. Phase, how's it going?
My guy, what's going on? You got me? Am I on
Yeah,
here?
yeah. From now on, I'm legit about to do this because I can hear sirens now. I'm about to do this from like my friend's studio because I can't do it.
Oh yeah, no, it's all good, man.
Yeah. Ah,
Yeah.
so you guys won the game yesterday, or
We
how'd it
won.
go?
We won. Man, yeah, we won the game yesterday. It was a little easy. I think we won like 60 something to like 30 something, something crazy.
It's high scoring because it's a shorter field, right?
Exactly, exactly. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna be playing not this next game, but the next game. So I'll be back. I tweaked my hip a little bit, so I'll be back though.
Yeah,
But
you
now
gotta
the team went out there. They did their thing. You know what I'm saying? They turned up. They did what they had to do out there in Green Bay.
gotta protect the energy. That's key. Protect
For sure.
protect yourselves at all times. The great Ice Cube said it.
Exactly.
All right, let's get into it. Football league. Well, actually, I forgot the name of the team that you're on.
The Frisco Fighters.
Fish Kill?
Frisco Fighters, my
Oh,
bad.
Frisco. All
Yeah.
right, Frisco Fighters.
Yeah.
All right. So all right. Before we go into that, just kind of take me through, your major and your career at Cornell. We can kind of just go from there. Like, what were you hoping to accomplish with your degree, going in?
Yeah, so at when I went to Cornell, I decided to go to Cornell because I had different offers across the FCS, a couple FBS schools, and the MAC and the Big Ten. But I chose Cornell because I seen the education piece and I just wanted to think long term, you know what I'm saying, for my life. Like if I can go somewhere and get the best education and also go play in the NFL, that was my goal. So they was offering that to me. I talked to them. They had a great coaching staff and they still have a good coaching staff there. And I was able to go there. And I think that was probably the best part of my life, really, you know what I'm saying, right now, because I got to meet so many people and really change the person that I was, just being in that environment with so many great people, so many people that are high up in society. So definitely was a great night. I also got to play football. I played corner my first couple years, did good. All Ivy, played receiver my last year, all Ivy, same thing. Then COVID hit and everything. So I think Cornell was definitely a great experience for me.
All right. So what was your major?
So my major at Cornell, I started out in business and then I transferred over into interdisciplinary studies so I can do more things, which includes business, communications, and inequality studies.
All right. So what was kind of the goal if it wasn't going to be the NFL?
Honestly, for me, man, I think going into college, it was like, okay, I'm going to just play in the NFL. That's like I have a plan A. I don't really have a plan B. And then going in, like once I got to Cornell and I met all these different people and learned all these different things, a lot of different opportunities presented themselves to me. So I think really just being self-employed, being a business owner, whatever that looks like for me now in real estate or different things like that. But going into Cornell and really all the way up into more recently, like these past couple of years, it was all football for me. You know what I'm saying? I was still trying to figure out kind of what I wanted to do as far as like working, or did I really want to work a job? Did I really want to work in business and finance or whatever it was? So it was really me growing and my growth that helped me to figure out kind of what I want to do more so today, outside of playing the NFL, which is still my goal today.
We're gonna veer off into your teammates a little bit here. Did they genuinely did the ones generally have like a backup plan, or is it just or were they kind of looking at semi-pro Canadian Football League? Well, Arena's gone now,
Yeah.
but did they have a backup plan, or were they just trying to hit it in finance or try to hit it with their careers?
No, 100%. I think not a lot of people, especially going to Cornell, going to that type of school, they go there saying, I'm going to go to the NFL. So I was kind of the anomaly when it came to that because a lot of guys were like, okay, I'm just going to come here, have a good football career. If something happens, I could try something else, but really just come here, play my 4 years, and go work. So all of them really had backup plans or they knew what they were going to do. So I was kind of the oddball when it came to that, when I was standing up and I'm saying, we were having career fairs and different things like that. And I was the only one saying like, yeah, I'm going to play in the NFL. I'm going to play in the NFL. Other people were saying they're going to be doctors, lawyers, work in finance, private equity, all these different things. But I stayed true to myself, and that's what I wanted to do.
And how does that Ivy League logo or name on that application just kind of transcend some people to the front of the line in terms of job offers and such?
I think honestly, I think a lot of people, what I'm getting, like going to Ivy League school, a lot of people are like, dang, Phazione, you're so smart. Like, you're this smart guy. You're this genius. You're above everybody when it comes to all education and all that. And I'm like, okay, I believe I am smart. You know what I'm saying? Smarter than most people. No, I don't think I'm smarter than most people, but I do think I'm a smart individual. So I think where that Ivy League comes in is because it is a community. You know what I'm saying? All those community of people and the connections and the people that are high places in the world when it comes to being in every field. In Cornell, at different Ivy League schools, you have people that are at the highest positions of life that come from Ivy League schools. So I don't think it's really that stamp on the application or anything because, people that go to the Ivy League that, what I'm saying, don't have jobs or unemployed or don't do great things. But you hear about those people that are doing great things that are coming from Ivy League schools and just being able to have that network and be able to say, yeah, I went to Cornell and get a job from someone else that is a Cornell alumni or Harvard alumni or Ivy League alumni in general just puts you in a great position, of course.
Yeah, it goes along. It does go a long way, but yeah, it's really the legacy and the community of it all. I'm not in terms of admit because people say legacy admissions, but not in terms of admissions. But even a Fordham or a Duke or a Northwestern, it
Exactly.
kind of just it kind of comes full circle. Like, and people say the old adage is not what you know, it's who you know.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's like you were referring to. Sometimes that just hits it just hits different for a Cornell graduate or Dartmouth. And I remember that they even had an episode. No, actually, I'm forgetting a character in The Office. I forget, played by Ed Helms, and he always
Andy.
brag about, yeah,
Andy.
yeah,
Yeah.
Cornell. Like, that was the
Yeah.
whole. Oh man, that was a great show. I'm kind of veering off, but I know I love those pop culture references.
No, yeah.
So did you guys obviously it's a big school. Not it's a big school in terms of like on applications and such, but how did the career development center or like the career fairs kind of just put things in perspective?
I think they did a great job, especially with me, because I'm going there. My freshman year was a little bit harder, just transitioning, being a starter on the football team, and then also being thrown into like summer classes and all these different classes. And Ivy League, definitely when it comes to education stuff, they don't play about that. So just me going there and being able to have the support of like the staff and everybody in like the career development and things reaching out to me, especially with the football team, they take care of us on the football team for sure. Just having everybody there to support me and everything, I think they definitely helped me figure out the best path for me to be successful at Cornell and really put me in a position to learn a lot of things at Cornell that I need to, that I can take over into my life now and whatever career I end up pursuing.
All right, let's veer into the kind of the COVID stuff. Obviously, like like with Ginger, it cut her track career short, and it was
Yeah.
just very, very much all of a sudden. It was like February, and then March hit, and when St. Patrick's Day came through, it was over. The NCAA tournament was pretty much shut down,
Yeah.
and she didn't get to have that experience. So how has the virus changed the job market and change how people really just look at their lives compared to their jobs? It's kind of like a work life balance reference.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think a lot of things like in society now are remote. So a lot of people like transferred over to like working remote jobs and different things like that. And even myself, I've been doing a lot of remote work and stuff like that. So when COVID had happened originally, I was still playing football. I was still at Cornell, so I had to make a lot of different decisions. But I wasn't working at that time, but I was still kind of just figuring out some things that I had, so like I said, Ginger, she started working a lot of different things. So I just seen the whole work kind of culture change over to more remote work and kind of people getting scared to go into the office and different things like that. So I think overall, I think just being more adamant about staying home, being safe, and actually figuring out now that you can get a lot more done, or you can have a better work-life balance when you're working from home as well instead of going into the office.
How do you believe it's changed how the low wage workers look at their pay? Because we had a bunch of essential businesses as well where people, Amazon's an extreme example because they're considered an essential business with delivering packages and stuff. But you had people basically say like, you can take this job and shove it if you're not going to pay me more and give me benefits.
hmm Yeah, I think no, that definitely is crazy. I think overall, like during COVID changed a lot of things and it affected a lot of people, especially people that were making a lower wages. So I think it's definitely like just a tough experience for them and a tough for like the companies as well. All companies just trying to figure out and navigate the best way to handle COVID and handle working from home and handle all these different jobs. And I see like a lot of things like Zoom and a lot of things that start taking off and getting more employees and Amazon and different things like that really taking off at that time. So it's definitely, I think it's definitely a struggle for everybody. I think we did navigate it well the way we did it though.
All right, let's kind of fast forward into you transferred to Indiana State,
Indiana State.
and so
Sycamore.
you have, yeah, Sycamores. That's it. I was, as you were saying that, I was forgetting the name because I have like a weird talent of knowing all these team names. Vanderbilt Commodores, Tennessee Volunteers, all that.
Yeah.
You kind of cut me off, but like no, I was losing the name as I was saying it. I'm thinking of the Hoosiers, but
Mhm.
that's the Bob Knight Hoosiers.
Exactly.
So yeah, just take me to your, you go there, you play football, you ball out. People are seeing you on Twitter. Just take me through that whole experience.
It was definitely a crazy experience, and I think it's just like a testament to, what I'm saying, my support system, everybody I have in my life, my mentors, and everybody, because that was a hard decision for me to make. I ended up graduating early from Cornell University and going over to Indiana State and enlisting in their sports management master's program. So I got my master's from there as well. But I went there and it was actually tough. A lot of people don't see, like, especially when it comes to sports, people talk about it all the time. You don't really see, like, the behind the scenes. You really only see what happens on the game. So all that stuff that was on Twitter, I'm making that game winning catch and all that stuff that season I had. I'm saying everybody's seen that, but they didn't see like when I got there, I was injured. What I'm saying? I just had like different things going on with my hip, my knees, and just like I wasn't able to work out with the team like I wanted to. Wasn't able to do a lot of things. And then I had a hamstring injury during camp that season. So I was out and I had to miss the first game because of that. But it was like a week zero game, so it was all right. But I hurt my hamstring, so I was really not really with the team. I was on a scout team trying to come back from this hamstring injury and everything. So it was definitely a tough transition, me getting along with the coaches and the team, just finding that complete bond that you want, like on your college team. But it ended up working out. I ended up being able to get on the field, win my spot, and just do what I can for the team to have the best season that I could have.
All right, so let's kind of go forward. Draft day comes around. It's a smaller school comparative to the Alabamas, the LSU, SECs, ACCs, Big East, Pac-12. Draft season comes around. You expect to be a late round draft pick, and it doesn't go your way. So just kind of in a crossroads, and that's a big life thing. People
Exactly.
underestimate it. Like you see the first round draft picks, even they freak out because they're going 28th as opposed to fourth.
Exactly.
So just take me to that crossroads in your life.
Yeah, I think for me, it was that's probably, I'm not gonna say the hardest, but it was up there, like definitely top three hardest things I've ever been through in my life, just with anxiety and different things leading up to the draft, because I was hearing a lot of different things from different teams, from my agent, hearing a lot of different things. And it was also a crazy year because COVID had happened, so a lot of guys stayed, and then we had way more people going into the draft this year. So guys that were getting picked up second round, supposed to get picked up second round, were getting picked up fifth round, and everything kind of got pushed back. But what I'm saying? Overall, I think it was just a tough experience for me. I don't regret the experience at all. I was training at Michael Johnson Performance with B-Mac, a lot of great guys and a lot of great trainers, a lot of great dudes that are in the league now and are not in the league now that I just, made friendships and relationships with that I still have to this day. So overall, it was just a very, it was a great experience overall. With draft night, of course, didn't go. Draft weekend didn't go the way that I wanted to. But overall, with there, it was definitely tough. But I think the best thing for me was just to get back on the field and not give up because I know, you know what I'm saying, who I am. Like you said, coming from a small school. But you see a lot of guys in the NFL balling out now that are from small schools. Like one of my guys, Dallas Flowers. I trained with him a few times. He's balling out. He was like all rookie team this year. So he went from NIA to, I think it was like a D3 or a D2, whatever it was. But he came from a small school and he's doing his thing. So there's still a lot of opportunity out there, especially with the leagues like the USFL, the XFL, and all these different things. So I think a lot of people are starting to see that now. So I think overall, the draft experience, it was a great experience. You know what I'm saying? It definitely was a letdown, but I think it was a letdown for a bigger come up. You know what I mean? Because I'm still playing now. My body feels good. I'm healthy, and I'm mentally in a better space.
All right. So what was your next step, career wise, to kind of just to kind of just bring the income in?
Yeah. So honestly, after that, that's when like you saying everybody wants to get drafted. You want to go, you want to get drafted and everything. You think I'm about to get signed to a team. That's my next step. I'm gonna get paid and all this, but that doesn't happen for me. So I'm like, it's a shocker. I mean, you got to wake up like, okay, then how you gonna make money? Where you gonna live? How you gonna pay for this? How you gonna pay for that? How you gonna take care of yourself? So it was definitely hard, and definitely having the support of my family. Like I give everything to them during that time because they were there. You know what I'm saying? When it was the lowest of the lows, I think that's one of the lowest parts of my life, and they were there to help support me and different things, help me to get off my feet. So for me, career-wise, I didn't really know what I was going to do. But actually, one of my mentors that I met through Cornell, LinkedIn, he actually works in finance, and I know you actually spoke with him a bunch of times. Leland Rubin, he's this guy who makes a lot of money in the finance industry. Excuse me. And then he like makes a lot of money there. I connected with him, and then overall, I just got to talking with him kind of about how he makes money in financial literacy and helping people and educating people on financial literacy. And I actually spoke to him before the draft because I wanted to know once I get this contract, once I get everything, what I'm going to do with my money, how am I going to be smart about it, how I'm not going to waste it all. But it ended up not working out that way. But he ended up giving me a job opportunity. So I ended up working with him, and I'm still doing it now. And I think even if when I get to the NFL or whatever, I'm going to keep doing this because it's definitely a great job. So I basically now go around educating families, low class, middle class, upper class on financial literacy or different ways to manage their wealth and finances.
And that's what's really imperative for not only the Black community but other minority communities is
Sure.
the fact that wealth in the US is usually just tied to your home, and we're
Sure.
in the renters generation, income inequality, Wall Street and all that. Let's not kind of go down the rabbit hole there.
Sure.
But the financial literacy aspect, it's relevant for everyone. It's relevant for, budgeting, if you're working class, poor, working poor. So yeah, and that's the thing. It's like you can have that generational wealth, um, not not only through financial literacy, but going into finance. And
Yeah.
that's a like people really believe that you just start a business and then that's just gonna kind of translate to generational wealth. Like no, that there's a lot of externalities, business expenditures. You got to pay wages. You got to get, supplies. Supply chains mess up and everything. So,
Exactly. Now I can
yeah.
see a little bit on both sides. So, like with this career, I'm also learning how to take care of my own finances, but then I'm also trying to build wealth and do different things like that for myself. So it's kind of like the best of both worlds with this job. And it's like we were talking about earlier with COVID, it's a remote job, it's a part-time job. So I'm able to still work hard in football, stay locked in football, and dominate with my team as well as, what I'm saying, build something for myself outside of that. So,
So yeah, so the company it's like that you referred me to, and I'm gonna take the test soon. It's World Financial Group.
yeah, well,
Just kind of go through. I know it, but for the listeners, when we distribute the podcast and stuff, just kind of take them through what what they're trying to accomplish.
yeah, so really the overall goal, I won't get like too deep into like the details, but the overall goal with World Financial Group, we basically want to go around the world, like World Financial Group, we want to go around the world and educate people on how to be more comfortable when it comes to talking about finances, because I feel like that's a very uncomfortable thing, and a lot of people don't really know, or they're getting their information from a lot of different sources. But we want to go around and help people get comfortable with their finances, whether they want to build wealth, increase cash flow, they need life insurance. Life insurance is a big thing that we do, because a lot of people don't have life insurance, so they don't understand the positives that life insurance actually has and can bring to yourself and your family. And that's also a great way to build wealth too, through life insurance. So just really going around the country, going around the world, just educating people on that, getting them comfortable about talking about finances. And we're also looking for people to bring onto our team to help them get their finances together, but also go around and talk to people and take care of their families and help them get financially stable in whatever aspect that is, and help all types of people build wealth and understand what it actually means to build wealth, tax-free wealth, you know what I'm saying, and generational wealth for your family.
And you got started with this through Ruben,
Mm-hmm.
and I just want to get into the importance of mentors, because mentors, it's not just guidance. The mentors that you get to have them around you for sometimes for decades and throughout your life. They might be at your wedding one day.
Yeah.
So kind of just go through while you're in college and getting out of college, why mentors are kind of just underrated in terms of your career trajectory.
Anything that I have been good at, or I think that I've been good at, or anything that I want to get great at, or any dream that I've had, you know what I'm saying? Somebody else has had that dream before, you know what I mean? Or somebody else has kind of walked in that path, not for everybody, but for me. So far, all the dreams that I've wanted to accomplish, get to the NFL, be wealthy, and all these different things that I see for myself and my family, starting off with football, you know what I'm saying? I got a mentor, you know what I'm saying? I talked to a bunch of guys that have been there, been playing football for a long time. They played at the highest level, highest colleges, working out with them. That's helped me to curate my game and become a dominant force when it comes to stepping on the field. And also in life, you know what I'm saying? So I think a mentor has been in every aspect of my life, starting with my mother. You know what I mean? She's been a mentor that's just helped me understand what's right and what's wrong. You should do this. You should stay on this path. So kudos to her for all of that. But overall, a mentor, like whatever you guys want to do, finding somebody in that field that's doing it at the level that you want to do it. You can go past them, of course, but finding somebody that's doing it, been there, done that, it's definitely helps you get from A to B a lot faster than trying to figure it out yourself.
And I'm looking forward to Ruben being as well as you, but Ruben being my mentor is because we went into that uncomfortable space where I quit my job recently at AAA.
Yeah,
It wasn't really as fulfilling,
yeah,
and and we went into that uncomfortable space in terms of this is what's in the physical bank account. This is what's in your savings, and a lot of people in our community, that's not a conversation we want to have, because
yeah,
the adage is that your net worth is tied to your human worth, which we don't really see it as that. But our mentors ask, how much do you think your life is worth? And that's what's in life insurance. And so, just tell me, some of the background stories of why life insurance is essential to make families whole in the case of a sudden death,
yeah,
unfortunately.
yeah, for sure. And I also think too, one thing I want to say too is that this is not for, like, I think a lot of people look at finances and stuff like that as like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna take care of that. I gotta work before I do this, or I have to work and get some money before I understand what it is. But the earlier you understand finances and what insurance is and what interest rate is and how money grows and all that type of stuff and how money is taxed, the earlier you understand that, the better you'll be. You don't need money to get that knowledge and that education and that literacy. So once you understand that, like if I knew this when I was 20, or when I knew this when I was 18, you know what I'm saying, I'd be in a better position, like leading up to today. So I think that's like one thing for everybody that watches this podcast or listens to this, whatever. Like, get educated on your finance, have that uncomfortable conversation with yourself. Look at how much money you have, how much you're spending, how much you're budgeting. Dang, how much is my life worth? And how much insurance do I have on myself right now? Hey, actually, let me go ask my mom, how much insurance does she have? And what does she do? You know what I'm saying? The better we're able, especially as a minority community or minority communities, the earlier we have those conversations and are less uncomfortable about them, so we're more comfortable to have those conversations, the better we'll be.
And I do the same thing in terms of budgeting and and I went to Barnes and Noble with Ginger, and I bought budgeting books, and we realized like there's a whole market to budgeting as well, with with Rocket Money. It was formerly Truebill as well, but budgeting is something that really
I have
is,
Rocket
and
Money.
yeah,
I
it's
use.
essential. Yeah, Rocket Mortgage, yeah. So but yeah, it's budgeting is an industry. Like, these are all, you can make an industry, a commodity out of almost anything. But
Sure.
but like what Ruben was saying was, even when I was trying to live frugal, he still wasn't. He was still going out on the weekends and spending, and that savings account was not doing, that savings account was not doing well. So actually, just I want you to talk specifically about the savings account, actually, because in Ginger, we keep referencing Ginger Pierce. She actually was letting me know that, like, my money's sitting in the savings account, but you could actually translate some of that into, like, in investing. And we're not talking about, like, crypto or anything like, yeah, anything crazy like that, but
Mhm.
just the fact that, like, that money is not growing if it's just sitting there. So you don't have to go too deep into it, but just kind of give like a small basis for it.
No, definitely. The banks are, if you really look at, what I'm saying, the history of banks and what banks are doing and what banks do with our money. I know it's becoming more prevalent to kind of talk about like the truths behind banks and different things like that, but it's actually kind of crazy when you think about what banks are doing. So, like you're talking about the checkings or savings account, we leave our money in the banks and it's just sitting there. You know what I'm saying? We're getting 0.0000 whatever 1% depending on whatever bank you're with. So if you're gonna leave your money somewhere and get that, there's no point because your money's not growing, your money's not doing anything. But there are a lot of safe alternatives, such as insurance or different investment accounts or something like that, where you can't lose your money, where you might as well put your money there and you could still have access to it just as quick as you would in your checkings account. But there you're getting different gains of 5, 10, 15, 20% on your money rather than leaving it with the bank. And now you have your money in a bank account. A lot of banks are starting to do free checkings accounts or free savings accounts or whatever that is. That's cool, but you have your money with the bank and they're going to charge. You want to get a credit card, there's interest. You want to get a home loan, that's interest. Auto loan, that's interest. Credit cards, all type of stuff. They're doubling back on your money because as soon as you put your money in the bank, they take that money and they go invest it. You know what I mean? So skipping over the banks is one of the strategies that we teach, is skipping over the banks and be able to create your own bank for yourself, create your own infinite bank where your money is spending and your money is growing with interest as well. So that's one of the strategies that we teach. You know what I'm saying? For anybody that wants to learn more, please tap in with me at Financial Phase. You know what I'm saying? And DJ too, you know what I'm saying? He's going to learn a lot more about it too. So it's going to be great that we can definitely get those strategies out into the world.
Yes, and Phase, he's doing so much with this in terms of getting people into his network, because
Yeah.
he had a mentor, and he had those Ivy League connections. So we just want to emphasize here that the networking, it cannot go underappreciated. It should never be underestimated, because through networking, and one of those apps, actually, I want to promote it even though they're not like an official sponsor yet. It's a meetup.com. It's like, and they send you a bunch of emails, and I ended up seeing a career coach, and that's how that's what kind of sparked the interest for this podcast. Was this is the first time I'm going to get paid to actually do my writing. If for those who don't know, I was a journalism major at Purchase College and WCC, Westchester Community College, before that. And she said, you have to get people to talk about, like, athletes who didn't go pro, or athletes who are only doing semi-pro, and how they manage their money, how they manage their finances. And it kind of just sparked the idea for this. But, like, that's all that to say on that tangent. That's from networking. That's from going to that uncomfortable space, being like, hey, I'm low on cash. I need a stable job. I need to, I need to see what's my resume writing like. What's my description on my resume? Am I putting things in the right format and stuff? Cover letters are a big thing, which I don't agree with cover letters, because it's a personal preference of mine. But networking, kind of going to that uncomfortable, anxious space of saying, like, hey, I'm vulnerable in the job market, and it really is hard out here. Like, post COVID, I graduated in 2020, and I think yours was like 2021, correct?
I was 2020, December 2020.
It is. Oh, December 2020. Yeah, yeah, 5 months apart.
Yeah.
Go through. I want you to go through that, because remember, there was nothing. Like,
Nothing. And my situation is a little different because I graduated early, and then for me it was figuring out basically where I was going to use that last year of eligibility. You know what I mean? So actually during that time, I was out in Florida. I had spent like 6 months out in Florida during COVID with one of my friends from Cornell. Their family just was very helpful to me, and they allowed me to stay at their house and different things like that. So I was training with a lot of different mentors and stuff like that. But I definitely seen, you know what I'm saying, that world shift when it comes to jobs and working remotely and different things like that. So definitely, I wasn't me. Like, I didn't have to go look for a job at that time. I was more so looking for a school, but I can definitely feel for like you and all the people that were definitely, you know what I'm saying, struggling to find jobs or even just looking to, you know what I'm saying, get into their career, get their career started right during COVID during that time.
All right, so we're we're kind of 2 years past the release of the vaccine and such. What's your thoughts on people who kind of just go on Indeed, LinkedIn, Glassdoor, and kind of just like cold send their resumes out, and it kind of gets auto rejected? How do you feel they should navigate that space?
Honestly, I don't know too much about like how like other people should do it, but like I think I'm always a big believer in, you know what I'm saying, passions. You know what I mean? Of course, everybody needs a job, everybody needs money coming in. So if you got a code email, if that's how you got to get a job, get some money coming in, do what you got to do. You know what I mean? But I would always say, you know what I'm saying, if you're working a job or whatever it is, find a passion, like a little side hustle or something for yourself that, you know what I'm saying, kind of keeps you going, that keeps you motivated, you know what I'm saying, and then invest. You know what I'm saying? Whenever you get that job, whenever you get some money coming in, look to invest that money. Look to grow in whatever way, grow that passion so you could do that passion full time. Because, you know what I'm saying, the goal of life isn't just to work and make someone else money and just retire. Because this is what the world is doing. They're working, then they have a 401k, put money into the 401k, they think they're going to retire, but they don't know the implications of the taxes on that 401k. So now they lose 50% of their money and they can't really retire when they want to. They wanted to retire at 50 something. They can't do that anymore, so they keep working forever. So I just give the advice to, you know what I'm saying, figure out whatever job you want to do, get some money coming in, start a side hustle, start there, start your passion, and keep doing that and see how you can retire off your passion.
And like I said before, buy budgeting books. This, and if you can't get a financial mentor like Phase, well, his he'll put his we'll get his information in the once we put this on Spotify and Apple and Stitcher. But if you can't get a financial mentor, you're gonna have to at least go listen to some podcasts, buy some books about budgeting, because that stuff is just extremely essential, because I will try to track my spending sometimes, and I'm
Yeah.
guilty of it, through my memory. And you look up and you're $200 out because you went out on a Saturday night to the Lower East Side. I'm just making up a scenario there, and that's no good when your budget's tight and the bills are piling up there.
I have actually, I've been reading which one. Oh, here it is right here. Like, what would the Rockefellers do? It's basically about, you know what I'm saying, cash flow, sustainability, wealth, freedom, a lot of different things. It's called What Would the Rockefellers Do? If y'all want to get this book, I would say go get that. You know what I'm saying, it's been a great book. It's been helping me out so far. And just kind of talking about all the things, the strategies about like creating real wealth for yourself. And when you want to start a firm, creating that generational wealth and sustaining it over time too. So that's a great book. But like he's saying, like, reading books and a lot of different things, because, you know what I'm saying, what they don't want us to know, they can put it in the book because nobody's reading nowadays. So go ahead, pick up a book, get an audio book, whatever it is, and tap into that. And I seen somebody on here said Chat GPT, you know what I'm saying? That's a great thing, you know what I'm saying? A lot of the world is changing now, it's becoming automated. So that's also a great resource that a lot of people can use too for resumes or really anything, because, you know what I'm saying, the AI does everything. But that's definitely, you know what I'm saying, I see that changing the world too with a lot of different AI and stuff coming out.
All right. So the last few questions on the financial aspect, like I want you to expand a little bit more into the 401k, because you educated me on this, because people forget 401k, that is investment, and when that market crashes, 2008, 2020, uh, you are out of luck. So kind of get a little summary on that.
Yeah, and I'm definitely I'm not a 401k expert, but from everything that I've learned to thus now, you know what I'm saying, I've learned a lot about what the 401ks and retirement plans, and basically in America right now, a lot of people are thinking, like the old way of thinking, I'd say, because I hope we are changing that way and starting to look at different retirement plans. But a lot of people are just working and investing in their 401k, plain and simple, their 401k, but they don't understand that that money that they're putting in that 401k is once you retire, that money is going to get taken, sliced in half, 50%, 40%, whatever it is. So you have $1 million at retirement. No, you don't. It's 500,000, 600,000, which is going to decrease your retirement essentially. You know what I mean? And $1 million, I'm saying, that's a lot to lose. That's what you've been working for. So why are you working so hard just to take all those taxes on the end? So there's a lot of different ways and strategies, but the 401k, it's not it's just a tax code. That's 401k. It's just a tax code. It's not a retirement plan. A lot of people think it's a retirement plan. It's not. And one thing I love to talk about when I talk about with the 401ks, if your company has a 401k, a company gives their employees 401ks because they get a tax write-off for all the people that they have 401ks for. So they're basically taking the taxes on themselves, on the employer, and they're passing it over to the employee. That's what they're doing. So the tax benefits are for the employee. The 401k is not for the employee. So everyone, I just want to make sure, that's a lot of misconception that people think. It's like, hey, I'm going to invest in this 401k and, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to be set forever. All I got to do is work hard, put my head down. But no, that's not how it works.
That's what you educated me on, and I needed to, I needed you to stress that point. Was I was looking at it like the money was going to be somewhat safe, and
Exactly.
the way you just broke it down intellectually is that like these companies, they know what they're doing, and ultimately most of them are going to do what, put profits over people.
Exactly.
So
And a lot of
yeah.
the like just the world and the codes of the world are built for the business. You know what I'm saying? The taxes and all that's not built for the employee. They're built to help businesses and they're built to help the entrepreneurs. And one thing as well, like when you're dealing with a 401k, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't understand basically how it works. So I would say whatever retirement plan you get, understand how it works. And say if you had a 401k and in 10 years, you know what I'm saying, something happens, you're down bad, you need to access that money, that's another, you get a penalty for taking that money out too early. So why would you're losing money there, then you're losing money when you actually take the money out, you know what I mean? So there's a lot of different things that people don't know about that. So I would say put your money in a better investment vehicle, like a life insurance, an index fund, whatever it is. But you know what I'm saying, for more information on that, like he'll leave my information. We could definitely talk about that for anybody that wants to learn more.
Okay, before I get to the last question, just non-financial, I like to, we're gonna make it a theme is
Yeah.
other other than like the, I guess like the family and friends aspect of it, because that's a typical answer when people, when I ask this question, is like what's one thing or one event that you can't really live without, like that you look forward to, whether if it's a material possession or is it just besides spending time with family and such.
So you say, what? Say the question one more time.
So what's one thing that you can't live without? And like I said, I'm not going to project your answer, but obviously, like we love our our grandmothers, our mothers, our significant others and stuff.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna give you kind of like a off the wall answer, but I think really just life, like overall in general, like I'm looking forward to life and just everything that I'm going through because everything like, and we're all going through it, you know what I'm saying? So if you guys are seeing social media and all that, remember it's a highlight of people's lives. I feel like a lot of people get attached to like, oh, this person's doing so good and comparing to what this person does and oh, she got that and oh, they went there and all this. So I think I'm at a point in my life where I was, you know what I'm saying, doing that. But right now, I think I'm just looking forward to life. And right now, just being able to be with myself and be comfortable with myself completely on my journey because I'm at that point where the NFL draft and everything happened. Okay, it didn't happen the way I wanted it to, but it's still, you know what I'm saying, slowly going back up the way, you know what I'm saying, I see it in the way God has planned. So I don't know if that answered it directly, but what I'm looking forward to right now, and one thing I'm just happy is that I'm living life. You know what I mean? And I'm happy with myself, like you said, friends and family, of course, but just the fact that you know what I'm saying I'm playing football still, I'm healthy, and I'm working towards something, just like all of us are. You know what I mean? So I think we should just be happy and grateful of that.
All right, and how are you going to going to adjust to like life outside of football? This is like years down the line, but you have this entrepreneurship going. So how are you going to adjust to life outside the sport?
Man, I don't think it'd be much of an adjustment, man, because I was blessed, you know what I'm saying, with the mentors I have, the mindset I have, the people around me, the school I went to, and the people I've met so far that I'm already prepared for that now, and I'm starting to prepare for retirement now. You know what I mean? So I'm preparing myself like business wise and investment wise, and I'm getting all the education that I've learned with my company and outside of that, outside research that I'm doing, so that when that time comes and football is over and I do hang up the cleats, you know what I mean, I'll be good. I'll be happy with myself, and I know that right now. You know what I mean. So, but I don't plan on hanging up the cleats anytime soon. So, but when that time does come, I'll be ready.
All right. I think that's it for this hour. I always appreciate Faze. Anyone who's gotten the pleasure to meet him knows that, he's always given love and he always shows appreciation to the people around him. And, he's got that genuine energy. I know he's got the humility about him too. But for all his advice and stuff, I'm certainly grateful for it because I get to get licensed in this life insurance thing and kind of just getting more educated
You make
and
some money
hopeful,
together
yeah,
now.
yeah, hopefully earn for the family too, because that generational
Yep.
wealth with black families, it's hard to accrue and it's hard to accumulate. So
Sure.
that's something that I'm looking forward to get on. But like, yeah, we stream this. I'm gonna edit this and then basically put it on YouTube, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, anywhere else, iHeartRadio, and we can kind of just get this going, and hopefully people can get better knowledge about the job market. And I'm really glad that Faze and his girlfriend Ginger Pierce have really just kind of just taken me under their wing in terms of getting me more financially literate. And so it's kind of one of the inspirations for this podcast. So I'll put Faze's description in there, and we'll get this going. So hopefully everyone's better for having listened to us kind of just go through this whole financial mess and this crazy job market in America. So
Exactly.
yeah, I'm excited. It's all smiles around here.
But I appreciate you, DJ, for having me, man. And anybody that's watching this, man, DJ, he's doing some great things, man. He's a great dude. You know what I mean? So really stay tuned, not only for this one, but I know he's doing more with Max Pierce and a whole line of people coming up soon. So definitely stay tapped in with DJ. And I'm going to be posting this stuff too. So be on the lookout for all of that. And go Frisco Fighters too.
Yep.
Let's go.
You gotta ride for your squad. All
Got
right, yeah, appreciate your time. We'll be in touch obviously this week in terms of me acing this test and kind of getting my license. So
Let's do it.
appreciate you, and then I'm gonna send out all this information to all the future fans. I can't wait to get this thing going.
Yeah, so let's do it. All right, brother, man. Appreciate it, though.
All right, have a good one.
All right.